Alright, everybody. Let's get into our build viewer. There we go. So, Eendracht, tier 7, Dutch cruiser. Now, it's technically a light cruiser because it's armed with 152mm guns. Alright. Let's see. Modules. Main armaments make sense. I would not run damage control here, Battle Chick. Hopefully you're watching and you're seeing this. If not, hopefully you'll see this later. I would recommend actually engine room protection because the last thing you want to do in a cruiser is get citadeled and lose your engines. Or even with HE spam or like a bomb drop on you or something like that. You could lose your engines, and that's a pain in the butt. Also, steering is not as bad as it used to be. It used to be a catastrophic thing if you lost either one of those. You could also spec into hydroacoustic search mod, but I think I would go engine here. Now you've done main battery modification too, so your turrets will turn quicker. I don't think that's useful on this ship. I think aiming systems mod is going to give you much more bang for your buck there. You want that more tight dispersion, especially for shooting destroyers. And also, yeah, I would go for that, personally. Airstrike modification makes perfect sense if you would like to do that so that your airstrike essentially does more damage. You can see you also have better depth charge damage that way as well. There's no need, in my opinion, to do depth charge modification. I think airstrike makes perfect sense. Alternately, you could choose propulsion mod if you want to be able to speed out of places really quickly. Propulsion mod is a perfectly viable choice as well. I would say airstrike if you find yourself camping behind islands a lot and being stationary. Propulsion if you find yourself kiting away a lot. Helps you quite a bit. Okay, no problem, Puddin'. Thank you so much for modding and hanging out. I really appreciate that. Good luck with everything tonight with clan battles. Make sure you shut yourself out again, alright? Spotting plane makes perfect sense here. As far as your commander build, grease the gears for turret traverse. Again, I don't know that that's necessary. Gun feeder does make sense, although I find myself shooting HE more than anything in this ship. Alternately, last stand is very helpful. Because of the fact that it means if you lose your engines or your rudders, you still have use of those two devices. Priority target I like, although you took pyrotechnician or the demolition expert first. I would probably have gone with priority target first, but hey, you got both. That's fine. Focus fire training is actually very handy for the Dutch cruiser line because they've got really good anti-air, so that's fine. That's viable. Superintendent for an extra consumable. What consumables do you have? Gives you an extra hydro, and it gives you an extra spotter plane. That's fine. Alternately, adrenaline rush would be a good pick as well. I don't think I would have gone back up here until I had taken concealment first. I think the first 10 points, you definitely need to get concealment. You get a lot of mileage out of concealment. And then you can go back to some of the other picks. Signals. No debt is good. Speed is good. Anti-air is great. And fire chance is good. I like the use of these together to buff your... They do buff your airstrike, don't they? I can't remember. No. Just shells. Okay. Wait, no, it says HE bomb. Chat, I can't remember. Does this buff airstrike? I can't remember, guys. Anyways, let's get to your game. And it changed up.
Beman de stations.
There's a shout out in chat for Puddin'. Please take a moment, click that link and follow him. He's a lot of fun to watch. He does swear a lot, but he's got a great sense of humor, and it's entertaining watching him play. He's also a really good player, so you'll learn a lot from watching him. What else did I need to do right now? I can close some windows, so that would be nice. Be very nice. Okay. Characteristics of the Eendracht. It does, in fact, affect bombs from the... Okay, perfect. Thank you, Simboto. So having both of those fire chance flags is helpful. This is a tier 8 match, so you are middle tier. There are carriers on either side, no subs to deal with. I'm curious what this plane is for. You might have thought it was a fighter. This is a spotter plane, so that's not going to help you too much. Now, the guns on the ship are, I think, very comfortable guns. They have pretty good firing arcs, good fire chance. You just typically find yourself spamming HE at everything for the entire battle. And you also have the ability to use your airstrike as needed. You've got an AFK destroyer. That's always very frustrating because you miss out on a lot of spotting. Can't be helped, I guess. I do like, though, that you recognize this battle chick and you've decided, okay, I'm not going to go hard into, you know, where you were going before. This ship is really good if played next to islands or behind islands. Unfortunately, your team has chosen north. If you look at it, your Nagato is leaving this cap. I hate to say it, but I think you're going to have to leave it too. You're going to play south, which, I mean, it's risky. You could do it. It's risky. What's your airstrike range? 11. Okay. I see it on the mini-map. All right. You could dump an airstrike over there if you wanted to. But there's a high chance, right? There's a very high chance that you're not going to hit anything and just kind of give away that you're there. All right, now the destroyer is here. Unfortunately, he's probably going to do the typical AFK thing, which means when they show up, they just hit W and they go straight into the battle and they get themselves killed. Let's find out if that's what's going to happen here. I just got this feeling, guys. I mean, his name is Ghost of Kyiv. See where that Nuremberg is? That's where I'd want to be right now. That's a very powerful position for you to be in. You can isolate opponents that way, and it's close enough to where you can spam your Dutch oven, your airstrike. Now you've chosen to open up here, and you can see 4 people are targeting you. So while shooting the York is a good idea, I would be very concerned about who can hit you now. New York did immediately DCP, so I like that you kept shooting him. You got him on a sticky fire. One thing I would say when you are dodging, don't forget that your S and W keys exist. You can slow down. I would actually slow down, stop, and reverse here. 1, it gets you closer range for your Dutch airstrike. 2, shells are going to fly right over you because most people don't consider stopping a viable way of dodging, so they always overshoot in those cases. So I would definitely stop, reverse, keep all your guns on target, and just work down this York. Well, your Nagato did it for you. Go dark now. I would not turn like this yet. You know the Scharnhorst last known position. I think it's kind of risky for you to make this turn until you know you're dark. If that was a Vladivostok or Bismarck, you could have taken a lot of damage there with that turn. It's kind of risky. Now you are detected, so that should tell you that there is a destroyer close to the Mayhem. And there it is, it's the Fusion.
Attentie, hier de positie van het doelwit.
I like the focus fire command. I'd like to see you focusing on him too. There you go. And once again, slow down and reverse. Here, use your Dutch oven. You can drop your airstrike on the Fusion. I do want to mention, I think it's worth mentioning, you've spec'd into increasing your Dutch airstrike's abilities, and you have not used it yet. And if that's the case, then the propulsion module is going to be a better pick for you because of how much dodging you're doing and kiting away you're doing.
Vijandelijke kruiser gedetecteerd.
You're very fortunate that the Scharnhorst has decided to leave the area. Now again, this is another part where stopping and reversing would help. Or even just slowing down to a quarter speed, which is kind of what you're doing here. I like this. You look like you're more confident right now with your positioning and the engagement that you are accepting. Because, of course, the kickdown is the tier 6, and you are the tier 7. You're the big brother. Hey, there you go. First airstrike. I would not use it yet. I'd wait until he commits to getting too close to you, and then use it. I still think you're playing too far back. I think you can afford to let the kickdown get, I'd say, another kilometer or two closer to you. There's really not much that you risk by doing that, and you're going to get more hits, do more damage. You're going to be able to use your airstrike better. You know what I mean? There's a lot that you gain from slowing down and letting him get closer to you. I love that you switched to the Fusion. He's detected. That's great. And again, this is where slowing down will help you. The other thing too, now that I'm thinking about it, this is where the aiming system would help you too. And look, because the Fusion overpushed, you're able to use your Dutch oven effectively now, which is also very good. Turn around. Kicked and ran away. I would actually turn around and charge the Fusion right now. I would turn right and get in there. Your team is losing. It's time for you to make some plays. Also, you need to charge the Fusion for the very simple reason that you don't want to give him a shot with his torpedoes on the Lexington. You're detected. That means the Fusion is out of his smoke. I would be communicating that with the carrier and say, hey Lex, the Fusion is out of his smoke. Fortunately for you, the carrier is searching for him anyways. I'm glad that you turned back in. I wish you would have turned in the other way. and be heading towards the Kikton, but that's okay. Chat, while we have a minute, you guys are all here. You're all very quiet. I'm curious, where in the world are you guys watching from? I love geography. I love learning about different parts of the world, and it's always fun to see who's tuning in from where. And later on, if you don't mind sharing your location when this comes out on YouTube, it'd be fun to see in the comments as well. Central Florida, nice. Now, you are leaving the Lexington in trouble. Bama, nice. Simboto, that's a good point too. Yes, telling people when DCPs are on cooldown is a good idea. Simboto, Bermuda, I'm so jealous. Eastern Canada, okay. Sea Bear's in the state of confusion. Lexington is smartly running. I wish that you were between the Fusion's last known location and the Lexington, though, just so that the Lexington can't be hit as easily. Nice job with the airstrike. You're turning a lot and flipping a lot, and that means you're not using all your guns. It's effectively decreasing your DPM. So consider that. Again, this is where slowing down actually is gonna help you. Right here, you expected him to die, and you started turning already. Dangerous decision, because if he didn't die, if your shells missed, now what? You know what I mean? Now you gotta go back. Oh, you are so lucky that that Fusion did not go after the Lexington. I could have sworn he would have gone for the Lex.
Attentie, hier de positie van het doelwit.
We love dangerous decisions. That's true. We do. Dutch oven him. You have the ability to. Always expect your teammates to lose the in the engagement. So you want to get your airstrike ready to go and use it. I do like that you're zoning in now on the Tallinn. There goes your hipper. We figured he'd probably go down. The line between stupid and brave is how necessary the action is and how well it works. True. Yeah, Hawk Rider, he is actually a she. This is Battle Chick. Actually, I can shout her out. She is a streamer, relatively new to World of Warships. There's her link. So you can always check out her streams. As you can see, she started on World of Tanks and has made the move over to World of Warships. Ah, you've seen her stream a few times? Cool. Now, be careful, because Tallinn is an AP slinger. Another opportunity here. Stop and reverse. Dutch cruisers, I mean, they're comfortable. The tier 6 and 7, they're comfortable. Once you get to the Harlem at tier 8, becomes much more difficult, in my opinion. AP now, take a look at what you're getting with your AP. You're doing a nice job bouncing, but look at the ricochet there. And meanwhile, while you're doing that, you just got citadeled by the Scharnhorst, and you've got a Boise that's coming in on you right now. That Boise is a bigger threat, in my opinion. Always when you're at work, gotcha. HE, man, I would definitely be going HE. Also, don't crash into the island, it's embarrassing. That's a Notzer maneuver. Alright, well, the Lexa at least took care of it for you. The Boise's a big threat, though. They do teach odd habits, that's true. Alright, folks, I think we're gonna get ourselves a death pick here. Let's get my end key ready to go. Nice Dutch oven right on the Boise. Oh, that's huge. Look at that damage. Wow. You don't have to be shooting here. You could actually... Well, no, you do, because you're down on points by a lot. Yeah, she's very good at aiming with those airstrikes. I would agree. I'm nowhere near that good with those things. Why are you shooting AP into the Scharnhorst right now? He's not going to get into range, most likely, before they win on points. And you've got an attack aircraft coming in and hitting you on the side. Oh. A little bit of situational awareness would help you here. I don't know if you noticed, by the way, the Farragut was shooting guns at you. Hey, there he is. Good catch. I'm not going to get a death pick. She's going to live. All right, guys, let's take a look at the render. I'm going to drop the Stream Elements overlay for right now, simply because that's the area that we see you fighting in a lot. Sometimes I really wonder how the heck I'm a 51% player at times. Why is that, Hawk Rider? So here's the thing. My feedback for you is you need to get more comfortable allowing ships to get closer to you, and so you can farm them. Stop dodging with A and D with changing the rudder. Start dodging with S and W. Life pick, yeah, it doesn't have the same ring to it, does it? Like here. Slow down, reverse even. Get all your guns on target. You lost a lot of DPM there. Now, why does that matter? Because, frankly, the longer these guys are alive, the more damage they're doing to your team, especially your teammates to the south. The more your teammates die, the less helpful they are in the long game, okay? Another opportunity to slow down here. And you're flipping your guns a lot. I'm telling you, if you use S and W, speed up, slow down, instead, you won't find yourself flipping your guns as much, which means you can slot in aiming systems, means your guns are that much more accurate. And if you're slowing down, they're even more accurate because they're closer, which means you're getting more hits, you're getting more damage, in addition to increasing the volume of your shell fire. And if you do intend to play at max range all the time like you're doing, I would definitely not run the Airstrike upgrade. Instead, I would run the propulsion upgrade. Or if you're not comfortable using W and S to speed up, slow down, alternately you could run steering gears so that when you're turning, your rudder is much more responsive. Makes it easier to dodge that way too. Here, again, slow down, reverse, and focus on getting the kill on the Tallinn. Now, change. Unfortunately, that's when you get smacked by the Scharnhorst. Again, if you're using S and W, better chance of dodging those shells, even if you didn't know they were coming. That Dutch oven was your saving grace on the Boise, though. That was ridiculous damage. Very good RNG. All right, well, BattleCheck, thanks for sending that one in. Thanks for the bravery of being willing to let us look and dissect another one of your replays. I really do hope it helps. And that's about all I've got.